is Ryan Cameron Uncensored. I'm rich. Is that?
No, that's not how you do it.
I'm rich.
No, it comes more from here. So
I'm not using the diaphragm?
No, you're not doing it.
Okay, do it.
And you're going to give me a chance to do it.
Okay, well,
all right. I don't know what this little watch thing
It's
is for. That's how long I got to be up here.
Don't pay attention
I'm
to that.
rich. There you go. That's it. That's
Donnell
it.
Rawlings is
One
here.
time.
What's going on? Yes, sir.
Can I thank him real quick, yo? I've never thanked you. Albany, New York, 06, 05, you allowed me to open up for you. I was just a lonely morning show dude trying to find my way in comedy.
It was probably an accident. I know I didn't do that on purpose.
That's okay.
No, I'm just joking.
That's okay. No, that's okay.
I'm just saying, like, what?
That's okay.
So how did that happen? How did that, what, you just asked me? Or
Because you was actually on my show. And my partner was like, Ray's funny. I'm like, I'm not that funny.
Right.
He was like,
And
come
I
on,
agree.
man. Let's go. Shut up. Come on, man. Let's go. I was like, all right, bet. And I opened for you. And I was like,
I will
thank
tell you, I will say this.
You don't
that
remember.
is, no, I will say this. That's the story.
Do
of my,
you remember it?
Huh? Vaguely.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
But listen,
You can
that
Bobby
doesn't
Brown
matter. That doesn't matter if I remember that. This is what I do remember.
What?
Is that I go travel a lot of places and I do media. I promote my shows, right? Leave me alone, man. Let's focus on it. I go and I promote my shows. And it's always, I'll meet a person, radio personality or something that says, you know what? I thought about it. I said, don't think about it no more. Come down there and do 5 minutes now.
Okay.
So if I see that somebody's at that place where they're thinking about doing it and they need that push, do I remember that specific situation? I
You
know
don't.
I've done that.
You don't.
Why are you focused on the negative?
go ahead,
Are you
man.
okay?
I'm good.
Is this
No,
holiday party
let me
season
tell
for
you why. Let me why tell-
I'm just trying to say, what
Let me
type
tell-
of mood
let me tell
are
you
we
why
in?
he does this. We
No,
call this-
let's get to like this. What is he's a jolly good fellow mode? Oh, no. What are we doing right now?
Go ahead, Donnell. Finish your story.
But I'm saying now we have a little clarity. No, I do know that I have encouraged people to do that. You know what I'm saying? I've had people like this. I've been thinking about it. I've been writing jokes for 2 years. I haven't done it. I'm like this. Don't talk to me about it. I'm going to say do it. And anybody, I believe, anybody that's ever had a thought of it, I'm not saying do it once and that's going to blow up a career. It's going to start something. But get it out your system. You never know what could happen. So that's the answer to that. And without you trying to spew negative energy during the holiday season, that's the worst thing about it. I would expect this energy from you Halloween, Ryan. I would expect this if you were in a relationship
not
situation you're going
Christmas?
through. But not Christmas. Tis the season to be jolly.
Season's beatings, baby. Season's beatings.
let's
I'm
work
beating.
Beatings.
Yeah,
What?
season's beatings. Fuck the greetings.
Let's work on jolly. Let's focus on jolly. But I appreciate that.
We
I
got
appreciate you
lots to
remembering.
talk about, man. When we come back, let's talk about the special. Let's talk about all the things you've
Nah,
done.
we ain't gonna talk about
No,
that.
no,
like
no,
you
man.
said, we talked about Matt Rife.
What?
What? That's what you said to me
That
in
was
the lobby. You said, so what do you think about this white boy that's taking all of the African American money out of the system? What do you think about this cracker? That's what you said, Ryan. That's what you said. Then you try to
I
say
did
Cracker
not say
Barrel.
that.
You
Crack-
said
but when we come back,
you said the white man
I
is
did-
taking your situation, Donnell, and making money. If you want to talk about it, talk about that.
See, the
when we
uncle
come-
lies
the timer
Muhammad
for
teaches
that.
us.
when we
Put
come
the
back,
timer
when we
for
come
that.
back, Donnell Rawlings is
White
trying to get
boys.
us canceled
Talking about white
in the
boys.
new year.
Talking about white boys.
He on 10 today. I love it.
Woke up this morning
Let go.
like this.
Ryan Cameron Uncensored. Donnell Rawlings is here. He is at the Atlanta Comedy Theater Underground tonight through Sunday.
So you don't like white comedians?
No. I like Matt Rife.
Right.
I just thought the backlash that he's faced just came out of nowhere because I didn't know a lot about him other than Wild 'N Out. And then him and this
what's the
6-year-old.
backlash?
Well, he made a joke and a 6-year-old commented, and then the 6-year-old's mom came back, and that's the number one thing on the internet: backlash,
Right.
outrage. Those are key
And
words.
then once you do backlash and outrage, then you have to respond.
Right.
Then you have to clap back. And here's the thing about the internet and everything. I'm old here. I remember for you to make money, people had to like you.
Right.
The way they engaged was going to a record store, whatever, buying an album, buying a CD. Now you make money just from engagement. So whether people like you or not, somebody, as long as they click.
Right.
And I tell you, the backlash and the whole thing about one of the reasons that people are so don't like, some people don't like, he has a fan base that everybody like him, especially in the comedy comedian world. They hate the fact he's a nice looking guy. They hate the fact that it seems like his career was overnight. You know what I'm saying? And they hate the fact that he used a platform that a lot of people are intimidated about to get to that certain level of respect. Me personally, I was one of the first guys. Matt came out of Ohio. I was one of the first guys to give Matt a shot at opening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we said that story. It says something to me. That's my character. And I see Matt Rife be a young comic at 15, parents had to come pick him up from the club. He couldn't drink or any of that. stuff to come along with being a stand-up.
Right.
To the point where he stayed focused. He's a very funny guy, and he's taking advantage of something that I think a lot of people could take advantage of if they had the work ethics to do it. So when people scream on him like, oh, he does crowd work, that's an argument, like what is the true art form. But I found that comedy has evolved to the point where I only thought the correct way to do stand-up is flat-footed with a microphone telling stories,
right.
my point of view, my perspective.
But isn't crowd work one of the aspects of comedy?
Yeah, it is. But when I came up, crowd work wasn't respected. It was like a crutch. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we first started, your first thing you want to do was be able to do a lot of time.
Do your bits.
Now, you do like 30 minutes, right? People like, you were so proud. Like, oh, I did 30 minutes. And then they would, then when you chop me down. Yeah, you did 30 minutes. You did 15 minutes worth of crowd work. They didn't count that. They wanted to see structure. They wanted to see bits and everything. But now it's working in a lot of people's favor. Would I want to go to a comedy show and just see somebody riff on an audience? No. But but that's where we are. And it's usually the people that's coming down on these young so much are older people that don't want to accept that things evolve and things change. Just let it go. You either be down, let them youngers win.
We got more when we come back. It's Ryan Cameron Uncensored. You talked about crowd work. I heard somebody say that they believe that if you see a crowd in the line, that crowd work is almost like the seat fillers that I will pick you out and move you to the front so I can do my crowd work. That it's evolved to that point where you say, I know this guy's with a white girl. I know this guy is fat.
Right.
I know that. Like, it's almost like it's not spontaneous. It's planned spontaneity.
You're right, 100%. I'll give you an example of planned spontaneity that really worked for somebody. Def Jam, the year of Def Jam.
Yeah.
Adele Givens, she did her set. Adele Givens, I think this was maybe her third time on the show.
Okay.
And she had a really good set, but that show was like, you could have one joke and it's like you selling out everywhere the next day. Mm-hmm. It was always about the stand-up. It was always about the thing that popped. And she was and this was a plan, because I know the guy was a comic, Cool Bubba Ice. He was in the front row, right? And Cool Bubba Ice yelled out, them big lips or big mouth or something. And
right.
It was just like, she said, these big lips and your little thing would be like giving a whale a Tic Tac or something, right?
I remember
it was like, boom, that was a plan. I think it's unfortunate that comedy is coming to that point where people try to plan it. But with anything, if it starts that way, and that's the new thing, eventually it's going to wear itself out. It's going to be tired, and it's going to go back to the real comics,
right? And
the people that really put the work into being good at this.
I think, when I was seeing you perform, and I've seen a lot of people, the gold standard is, let me reintroduce myself.
Right.
They come out, but you did an ASAP Ferg thing about I'm on a new level.
Right.
It was comedy genius because it was things that I never thought about that I've seen people try to do, man. How thought out is your process? Are you sitting around writing and saying, it's another situation, it's another situation? Because it was brilliant.
In regard to the intro, I always like to have a song that I can connect. I do a lot of call response to my intro.
Right.
Like a lot of people, I call it hacky, what you're talking about. People go out there with low energy and they be like, no, that wasn't enough. I'm going to go back out
Let
there.
me reintroduce myself.
Yeah, but a lot of times the jokes can't back it up. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes you could rip so hard.
Oh, we done seen plenty of people that can't follow their own intro. They go out there and do a dance and do a flip, and then the joke be like, what?
But for me, usually the intro I choose is something I'm feeling in my life, if I'm passionate about something. And when I was coming out to ASAP, I really felt that way. I was frustrated with I don't want to say frustrated, but I just know I'm so separate and so different from so many people, right? And I was like, what song can remind people that I'm on a new level, bought me a new shovel to put these ninjas in the dirt?
Right.
That's exactly how I felt. I bought a shovel because all y'all that think y'all nice, all y'all, I got this many followers, I got so-and-so.
Right.
Let's go on stage. You want to fight me? Let's go on stage. But I never know how that's going to work out. But I do know it's a good tool that I use to connect with the audience. It engages them. And after I do that, I'm off to the races with my show. And I personally, when I do a show, I'll probably try to have my show maybe 50% of what I want to do or know I can do, and leave myself open for something to happen in the moment. And I'm talking about like natural interactions. Right. You can do a show and you can be funny all you want, but there's something that happens when that audience knows that he never did this before. He never said this. It's something that was spontaneous, that was right in the moment, and that's what I try to focus on.
It's like a Cardi B WAP bit. I mean, it is so thought out. I mean, I remember somebody telling me one time, they said, the difference between me and you is, you're a comic. You write jokes. I'm a comedian. I'm just funny. And I was like, what? I don't know if I agree with that, because I think true comedians, I remember Michael Williams telling me, if it's funny on the page, it's funny on the stage. He's like, he said, no, that was Bill Cosby. He said, if it's funny to you, then it's funny. Is that your methodology in writing? Like, you'll say something and be like, man, I don't
write a joke thinking about anybody else. And I always say to myself, I was like this, if it makes me laugh.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I mean, it's just, I know so much stuff happens. If it makes me laugh and I'm like, flipping over, I know that when they hit the stage, it's gonna crash. It's gonna smoke, because I'm connected with it.
Yeah.
But you know what? That I don't know what quote you're saying. You said if it's funny on the page, it's funny on the stage.
Yeah, that's a Bill Cosby quote.
That's a Bill Cosby quote, and that really, I never heard that before.
Yeah,
and it resonates with me now, because I just shot my Netflix special. Dave Chappelle produced it, right? 2 years ago, we shot a special in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? Right when the pandemic was close to being over. We shot it under some very, very testy circumstances, right? So Dave was producing my special and Earthquake, and we had set up press with me and Earthquake both announcing that our special was going to come out, right? Cut to right after that announcement, Dave called me, and he said that I want to shoot your special over. And I was like, how do I go from a stand ovation, chest bumping Stan Lathan, giving a high five to Ricky Hughes, one of the dopest producers, showing love to my son too. You want to shoot over? He said, Donnell, you're one of the funniest guys I know. He said, I can put you on any stage and you'll rip the room.
Right.
He said, it doesn't make it a great special. He said, if we're going to do this, yours is the most anticipated out of all the people I'm producing.
Yeah.
If we're going to do it. I had to go back to the drawing board. And it didn't make me feel good. And one of the reasons I listened to Dave, because the check had cleared, I was like, Dave, continue the conversation. Right? I was like, we can continue the conversation. You're rich, bitch. Continue the conversation. Right? I said, Dave, and to further that, I turned it to my nerd dude, and you say that to say what? And then conclusion.
And what does this all mean?
Conclusion. Yeah. And it's so funny you say that. So I said, what am I going to do differently than the last time? And going back to that Bill Cosby quote, I said, I am a comic that I can use my voice to get laughs.
Right.
I'm very physical on stage. I can use all these things for people to engage and enjoy me. I said, but now I want to trim the fat off my joke. I don't want no wasted word. I said, I want my show to be, if you had somebody do a transcript,
right,
and they read it off the paper,
right, you
would laugh just as hard as we perform it. That's why I never heard that quote.
Yeah,
it makes more sense to me. A lot of people think that you probably shouldn't use any Bill Cosby quotes, but I'm going to take that to the grave with me.
That's real talk,
that's
man.
Real talk.
Yeah, we got one. When we come back, it's Ryan Cameron Uncensored. Donnell Rawlings on X and Instagram. Just taped the comedy special in New York City.
Woke up this morning, I'm blessed. Food on my table, I'm blessed.
I will sit
Clothes
around,
on my back, I'm blessed.
And
Ryan hate me in the studio, he blessed.
Okay.
It's holiday, he feels festive, he's blessed.
Can you stop?
It's going to be big. Came up in here feeling nice. Had me waiting in the lobby for 35 minutes.
Eating rice.
Yeah.
When you do the stuff that you do with your craft and your skills, when I get in the car and I want to be inspired, I will go to iTunes and I will put on Richard Pryor.
Right.
When I tell you it's as funny today as it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, what do you do as a comic? If you were riding in the car and they say, you know what, Donnell, we got to go to Bahrain, who would you listen to? What comic do you like?
I like Bill Cosby. I really like Bill Cosby
himself.
Bill Cosby? Yeah, I don't care. You can take it away.
Bill Cosby?
Yo, I ain't mad at I'm Mr. Huxtable. Okay, all right, so you be mad at Bill, but don't be mad at Dr. Huxtable. I for so many reasons, because it's not too often you see a comic like himself, that comedy album particularly. You don't see too many comics that could sit in a chair, be that engaging. You know what I'm saying? And be that animated.
A brilliant storyteller.
Wordsmith, the storytelling about it.
Yeah.
Don't break a sweat. And bigger than that, never use a word of profanity or anything that's like off-colored or anything. We obviously know that he saved that for other stuff.
Right.
He saved the nastiness for his personal life.
Night.
I'm for the kids before that. But Bill Cosby, somebody inspire me. I get inspired by different comics. Martin Lawrence. probably will never go down as one of the greatest stand-up comics in the history of stand-up, but one of the greatest comedic actors, probably more so.
Yeah.
And when I did my special this time, I wanted to, like, I remember when I was first introduced to Martin Lawrence, I was in the bed with this chick, and I had to let y'all know because I get it popping. I was in the bed with this chick, and we had just, that's what I do. You heard? You
heard?
You already know, huh? All right, yeah.
I woke her up.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying? Ski, whatever. Whatever, ski. I was skiing before the ye was skiing. But we was in the bed. I turned to HBO, right? Yeah. And I did not know this guy. I just saw this funny looking dude with these big ears come out there, right? And you could tell by the energy of the set that he was about to blow, right?
Yeah.
And Martin said, I'm in the bed, like, should I listen to this? And he was like, what's up? Everybody going crazy. He said, give it up for a brother making it money the right way. He said, when you making money the right way, you could tell your lady stuff like, shut the F up.
Right.
And she'll shut up too. She'll be like, you so crazy. And I told myself, even before I got a special, I said, I want to be at that place where I can connect with the audience within 20 to 25 seconds. Like right off the top. And I've been, for years, even when I do my stand-up, I'm like, what is that 30-second joke?
Right.
What is that joke when I come out like, bop, bop, let's get ready.
Yeah.
That was it. I loved Martin on the simplicity of his jokes. First time I saw Martin Lawrence perform live, it made me want to do it. I wasn't even doing stand-up comedy because I was like, this guy's thoughts are parallel to my thoughts. He's talking about the same neighborhood stuff. He's talking about regular stuff. He's talking about Aunt so-and-so. That was one that inspired me. Richard Pryor is another one. When I watch Dave Chappelle's specials, I look at somebody that if you look at the evolution of Dave Chappelle in the stand-up, it went from like silliness. He's always had some thought-provoking subject involved, but it went to now people look at him as guidance.
That's true.
People look at him like what he's had to say. Like the words that Dave says now can change the world. I think I'm a great comic, right? I know I'm a great comic.
You are a great comic.
And when I talk to people, they always say, GOAT, Dave's a GOAT. And I could be like, I'm a GOAT too.
I too am a GOAT.
I'm GOAT-y.
I'm
GOAT-ish, I'm GOATily, or whatever.
Goatily.
But then you got to ask yourself what makes him a GOAT. And I'll say, it don't matter how funny you are. In life, and I call it, what Dave has had was a Muhammad Ali moment. And when I say that, that's a moment in your career where you have to question. You don't question. You stand up for your character.
Yeah.
You stand up for your beliefs, and you believe in this. When he decided to walk away from that money at Netflix, that was a Muhammad Ali moment. That was a defining moment. Not too many people can accept that. And I think that is what really put him in the stratosphere or out of here where they consider him to be the GOAT.
So, actually, tell you what, let's come back more with Donnell Rawlings.
And let's get those tickets to the
Atlanta
Comedy Theater.
You ain't had to look so disrespectful about pro.
Shut up,
like
man.
you ain't want to pro. He was like, we ain't
Get it right.
Yeah,
We got more
Atlanta
when we come
Comedy
back.
Theater, underground, Kenny Barnes alleyway or something. Go to the website, Google it.
Kenny's Alley.
Kenny Alley. I'm sorry, I've been
Kenny
messing up all
Barnes.
day.
When I go into different things, I always like today, I had to do some meetings. I have these special socks.
Right.
You see what they say?
Can I say that out loud? I
Yeah,
don't
go ahead,
know.
go ahead. We'll
Fuck
leave it.
this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm leaving. No, I'm joking. No.
I mean,
I should have had my shoe. After I waited for 30 minutes, I should have had my fuck
Shut
this shit socks
up.
on.
Shut up. But what I admire about you, man, in a room, and all these other people come up, and the room just doesn't move.
Right.
And then you'll come up and you will change the attitude of the room. And it's almost like you have a fuck this shit attitude because you're not in it, you're of it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. And I was telling somebody this the other day. It's like in comedy, you don't have too many times when you can have a defining moment. You could go to a club and a crowd is right. Oh, they're beautiful. And 10 comments go up. Everybody do well or whatever. But the moments that define you is when everybody bomb and they getting comfortable. They like, if I bomb, we all bomb. It was a fucked up audience.
So that's a bomb night.
It was a bomb night. I never look at it like that. I'm like, just y'all get away from me. I don't want that stink to rub off from me.
Right.
Because I do believe it's never the audience. It's always a comedian. You can make any excuse you want, like the crowd was drunk. All right, then you have to figure out how you make a drunk person laugh. Well, the audience was blind. Then, okay, well, you need to figure out the words to make them listen. And that's the only thing that's going to make you the dope comic, not the one that I never make excuses. I did a spot yesterday just because I'm I loved doing comedy. I stopped in at the Vortex, the Laughing Skull, right?
Yep.
Show started at 8 o'clock. It was like 9:45, right? I knew what I was up against. People was tired. It was probably like 10 or 12 people in that audience, right? I still wanted to go out there and perform. And this is coming from me doing a tour with Dave where I'm performing in front of 18,000, 20,000, 25,000. It was Halloween that I caught a standing note at State Farm. 20,000 people. And still, here this guy is, goes into an open mic room with no names on the bill or nothing, no looking for no money
Right.
or nothing, just for the love of comedy.
For the love
and I
of
knew
love.
what I was up against.
Yeah.
I was like, well, this is going to be tough. I could have made every excuse. Oh, it was late, whatever. I did feel some of that, but it didn't stop me from trying. Did I get big laughs that I normally? You can't do that in front of 10 people.
Right.
But I did get a connection with those people, and they enjoyed me being there. They appreciate it. And I was like this is how it all starts. It's not just where everything is beautiful. You got to get in the trenches. You got to go. You got to continue to work out. You see comics out here. You can tell they perform like they're just getting money. And you can tell the comics out there, they still hitting the open mic. They're still working in material. They're not robotic. And that's who I am. I'm going to be a stand-up comic until I die.
Right.
No matter what. I don't care about getting another acting role. And I've been lucky enough to be a part of some good stuff, but I don't care about that. If I relied on acting to pay any of my bills, I would be like, welcome to Burger King, might take your order. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me, Donnell, how did the writers and actors strike affect you? I said, it didn't. I don't make money as a writer or an actor. Right. I make money as a stand-up comic.
Right.
Even to this day, I get auditions, and it's not cocky. I'll tell people, offer only. Not being a cocky or anything.
Right.
I don't have a problem with dancing, doing a dance, but I want to dance with people that want to dance with me.
Word.
So if it's a project, if you're not saying, I only want him, I'm not going to do it.
There you go. Back with Donnell Rawlings right here. It is Ryan Cameron Uncensored.
So, what's your opinion on the new jack internet social media comedians out there?
I think more power to them. I used to be like, man, that ain't real comedy. That ain't real comedy. I think it was like 5 years ago. This young lady, she said, I'm a comedian, right? You should check out some of my stuff. I said, well, let me see some of your stand-up. And she said, my stuff is on YouTube, right? And then she's showing these clips. I was like, that's not a comedian. She said, yes, it is. I was like, it's not. She said, yes, it is. When I started, when you said the word comedian, you just associated with stand-up comedy.
Right.
But when she looked up the definition, if you look up the definition of comedian, it's one who entertains an audience through humor. So the definition, that could be anything. That's why the problem is the definition of what a comedian is has changed. Am I mad at these people? No. My only thing is because I'm such a comedian with Pierce, with your fame, with your fortune, with that, if you care or care not, respect it enough to want to be good at it.
Right.
When I first started, I've got some fame. I've got some fortune from it. But when I first started, I didn't want any of that. I didn't want the money. I didn't want to be famous. I didn't want anything. The only thing that I wanted to do was to be good. And I knew if I'm good at it, it'll turn into something else. But I never went. You got some people like this. I'm going to get so many women. I'm going to get the money. Whatever. I did take the chicks. I did take the women. I won't go back. I did take the women before the fame or the fortune. Right. But that was it. But I did this haiku. I made this haiku up years ago, right? And I said, fame without fortune is like a chick having an abortion. Baby, you never made it.
Damn.
Let y'all think about that one.
Marinate on that.
Right there.
That could have took us to a break.
Yeah, it probably will.
Yeah. And put a woo behind that. We good to go.
I want to dance with you if you want to dance with me. That's one right there.
I don't have a problem with dancing with you but you got to want to dance with me.
Right.
I'm gonna do.
I'm not gonna be that dude. Remember old school slow dance? Hey, you want to dance with me? At the end of the night, you get a slow dance. I was looking for the chick that was like, hey.
It is Ryan Cameron Uncensored. The Dave Chappelle relationship. How would you describe it?
It's more of a brother relationship than anything. And it's interesting because I'm older than Dave, but it's like, I don't know, we got different energy. It's like a big little brother. Like, I'm older than him.
Right.
but in the area of comedy and his business, he's older than me. You know what I mean? In the business of life, I'm older than him.
Mm-hmm.
So we have different conversations on different stuff. You was like he's my brother.
Right.
You know, and people think that the only connection I have with him is the Chappelle show. And what people don't know is that me and Dave had a mutual respect for each other because we both comics coming out of the D.C. area.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In fact, he told a story on my 50th birthday of how he met me or was introduced to me.
Right.
Dave was popping like 4 years before I even started doing it. And when you're from D.C., when you leave and you come back, you want to know who's popping. Like, oh, you go to this like a couple of clubs. Comedy Connection Greenbelt was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You go to these clubs, you're like, who's popping? And Dave said at my 50th birthday, he said, they used to always tell me the names, the regular names, so and so. But then he said, then they used to say, but there's this one young dude
Right.
named Donnell Rawlings that's on fire. And Dave would say, man, fuck that nigga. Right? That's how it is. That's kind of this. And then the funny thing about it, the opposite of that, on the other side of that, I didn't know this story until he said it at my birthday.
Right.
But the other side of it, when I was young and going hard and ripping, I used to be like, yeah, who was funny out of here? You know, I wanted to know who got it popping. They was like, Dave Chappelle. I was like, what the fuck is so funny about him? They was like, well, he's young. I was like, I can't do nothing about that, right? They say he's smart, he's animated, and he was already in New York, right? Mm-hmm. And then when they told me that, I was like, man, fuck Dave Chappelle, right? Because I wanted to go for the neck. I wanted to be like, whoever
right.
you said the nicest was, I want to compete with them.
Right.
And I want to be on the same stage with them. And our relationship with the Chappelle show was Neil Brennan, co-executive producer, co-head writer. He is the one that was a real fan
right.
of my work. Dave was a fan of my rep. Neil knew what I could do. So Neil, of course, Dave co-signed it, but Neil was the one like, yo, let's, and when we were doing the show, me and Dave got closer after the show was over.
Okay.
Than doing the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I never was like, I don't believe in kissing nobody's ass. I don't want to hang out with nobody for reasons other than working. And I pretty much kept our relationship to when we clocked in.
Right.
The only time I wanted to impress Dave with anything is when they said action. I was like, that's going to give me everything.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be like, yo, he's a cool dude. Anytime when I used to meet like the older comics or whatever, I didn't meet them for like, hey, could you give me an opportunity? I was like, they're going to catch me on stage one day. I remember I was at the Laugh Factory. It was like Chocolate Sunday, and I had just blew this stage in half, right? And to the point when I left stage, I was still pumped up. I was like, what?
Right.
What?
Right.
And I bumped into his mother. I was like, what? Bumped into this dude, and I looked up, and it was Chris Rock, right? And I don't know if he's ever seen me perform live, right?
Right.
He looked at me, he said, God damn. And the motherfucker did like this.
Wow.
Bow down to
and
you.
then I didn't be like, hey man, you want me? Can I be in a movie? I was just like, thank you.
Right.
You will see me again. Cut to him and Dave did a tour, and then I was a part of that and built more of a personal relationship with Chris Rock. But I don't give a fuck about building personal relationships with people. I'm like, what can I do to further this? And I want to be respected as the motherfucker that grabbed that mic. And I just like, he's just a cool dude.
Right.
Man, fuck that.
When we come back, hey man, Donnell Rawlings, Atlanta Comedy Theater Underground tonight through Sunday, man. Always great to see you, man.
I won't say the same for you, bro.
Well, I mean,
I know the reason why you came there like on some Terminator shit, man. You did. I'm gonna tell you, it's like the camera's rolling, right? I'm gonna tell you because I was engaged talking to the white man.
You just waved at me.
I was talking to the white man and stuff, right? And he came in like
I had the glasses on.
Yeah, with the glasses, like he was on a theme show or something.
Was it in slow motion?
Yeah, it was in slow motion, and I know why it was in slow motion. This season to be jolly. And he just walked up, he did like this, and he had in his this part of his face, he looked like he wanted to say, Like, then he realized maybe it was the glasses, nigga. I don't know if you here to stick me up or whatever, but your body said, with the knees, look at the knees, look at the knees. This is the Eric the Asshole knees right here. And then he did the slow rip off like this.
Not throw him on the counter.
Yes. I was like, oh, Ryan, I'm so sorry. Because he said, I'm going to do this, right? But don't make me do this. If I have to do this, we're going to have a problem.
The hat and the glasses.
So I just got that. I just got the glasses.
God.
Look, I was like, in my punk ass, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're late for your show, Ryan. I'm sorry. Oh, my God, Ryan, I'm sorry. You told me to get here at 2 o'clock, and it's 2:58, nigga. I'm so sorry.
Wait, do the clear throat thing again.
I got to clear for the clear.
Donnell Rawlings, man. With friends like him. Come on, man.
No, I will say this.
What's that, bro?
This is why I respect you, and I did get cocky about this because I know your show is syndicated, right?
Yeah, right.
And then the producer, people always like this. I understand it's hard to get an interview, right?
Right.
And they explained the reason. It was like this. Well, the guy doesn't. They said, well, Ryan doesn't take all comedians, right? This is what I'm telling you, son. Right? This is how they said, that's a hard. This is what they said. This is the voice they said, well, he doesn't take all. It's wishful thinking to see if you can get on the show.
He doesn't up to wishful thinking.
Yeah, wishful. He doesn't take everybody. Then they started naming a list of people he didn't fuck with. They said, yeah, he turned down so and so, and all these niggas got more fame than me, right? I was like, oh.
Hey.
They said, this is what I told him. I said, they said he turned down so and so, and that's a hard. I was like, then I didn't get cocky. I said, I get what you're saying. I said, but I'm Donnell Rawlings.
Right.
I said, and this is what I said. I said, we have a different connection. We have a different relationship.
That's right.
And I said, I would really be fucked up if he hit me with a. I didn't know. I was like, we'll get the call back. Then I was like this, will we get the call back, right? Is this the end of our relationship? Do I not fuck with this nigga no more? Because it don't take long for a nigga, but I don't fuck with that nigga. I knew it was something about him, right? I was like, what are we doing right now? I said, right? And then they called me and said, you got to run. I was like, I told you, motherfucker. So it was all good. And I will say I appreciate that because it's a powerful position to be a person that can control the media and help you do your things.
But
so
it was an automatic yes.
Yeah. And
they was an automatic yes. Yeah. They was like, hey, they're pitching Donnell Rawlings. I was like, that's my guy.
That's the same thing I said. I didn't say guy. Who were you talking to? White people?
Yeah, Gary.
I said that's my nigga. So Gary said, Gary said that's my Norcross. That's his new word.
That's my Norcross. That's my Norcross. Ah!
That's it.
That's a bar,
that's it.
son.
That's it. That's it.
A bar.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a bar, son.
That's my Norcross.
That's a bar.
It's over.
Ain't nothing else to talk about after that.
That's it. Rap.
That's my Norcross.